I know. Okay, everybody. Welcome to Deep South Saturday Night Live with Danny and you forget your name? Okay. Wanda. Hello, Red Dutchess Farms and Miss Duncan and Angie's Pantry and Rock.
No, like Rochelle.
Oh, Rochelle. Okay,
like
Rochelle.
Rachel.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Kaylee. Is that Amy or Arnie?
Arnie.
Amy. A-M-I-E. Okay. Yeah.
Time
for living. Oh yeah, we got some good people in here tonight.
Amber. CK. Breathe.
Yeah. Mark.
Mapleberry. Howdy.
Howdy, Mapleberry. Is it still cold up where y'all at up there in Canada?
Nancy and Christine.
Oh, Brenda's Home Basics says, love the quilt.
Yes, isn't that awesome?
Like that? Yeah.
Until he can get my wall done, we're going to have to deal with it.
We do have a wall ready to go up in here, though. I think we've got it all figured out, our backdrop and everything, but right now we just got a quilt. That's all. Yeah. Hello, hey. Ms. Jen from the Nut House.
Hey, Miss Jen. Two sparrows. I like that name.
Diana at Justice Acres.
Tip Top. Deborah, Deep South Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of people.
We got a lot of people in here tonight. Sad part about it is we just came in the door. We've been busting our butts all week long.
Oh, yeah. And got a lot going on.
Oh, there's Yvonne from New Mexico. It's been cold in New Mexico, too. I've been watching that.
It might be Yvonne.
Could be.
Some people say Yvonne. Some say Yvonne. I've heard it both ways.
Oh, Amber says starting to warm up in Kentucky. There's Delane.
Warming up a bit in Canada.
And Tanya from Marshall Farm. John Hendrickson. All right. Okay. Roxanne, howdy back.
And Kathy Stevenson, Homestead Remembrance, and Tammy and Pat. And that's funny because I've got a sister named Tammy and a sister named Pat. And then if Andy's backyard would jump in right quick, I've got a brother named Andy.
Amy says, just planted 2 gooseberries. I've never had them. Are they good? I don't know if gooseberries, is that the one that's illegal where we was at? What's the one that was illegal here?
I don't remember which one it was called.
I don't think it was gooseberries, though. Hello, Mike Wilson.
They won't let us plant here for a while for some
reason. I saw the Lori family go by. There they are.
Yeah. Happy Monk from
Johnson City, Tennessee. I have family in Johnson City, Tennessee, my friend.
And Cheryl from Tennessee. See, we got a lot of people. There's Beth. She says, I am here. She laughed at my video today.
Did she?
Yeah.
Your chicken video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I laughed when you was catching them.
Y'all, what makes it so bad, if you hadn't seen it, go to Crazy Days. I have a chicken video where I was catching little bantams. Yesterday, Danny comes in and he says, okay, Brian's got his cage fixed. And that's Brian Laurie. So if you hadn't seen Laurie Family Homestead, go watch their video too. But watch Crazy Days first. And Danny comes in and says, we need to catch those bantams. Well, the last time he said that, I was in the pen catching the bantams. So I went out, got in the pen and catch the bantams. And today several people said, why didn't we wait till they roosted at night and then get them? And I wouldn't have done all that.
You can't do that with bantams.
I wondered.
Those bantams are so flighty, even if it's dark and you go to touch them, they fly in the dark. They just fly into anything. They just fly. It's easier to catch them when you can see them. Let's see.
Angie's Pantry said it was funny.
Oh, Becky says the pictures and the sound are great tonight. Well, we've got our studio room. We got a ceiling in it now. We've got it closed up in here. We are working on it and trying to make sure we still haven't got the walls finished, but we've got it figured out what we're going to do to the walls. It's just we just got to come up with the money to do it.
We got part of it.
We got part of it.
And hello, Doug and Stacy.
I don't know if it's Doug or Stacy, or it could be Doug and Stacy.
Probably.
Could be both.
They did a video. If you have 2,000 subscribers, they're giving away a camera. Yeah. Sorry, guys, we ain't had time. We barely have time.
Yeah, we barely have time to do our own videos right now.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they have a video contest going on.
For channels.
For channels only.
That have 2,000 subscribers and
Yeah.
above. And why we watch Doug and Stacy? I don't know. Why do we watch Doug and Stacy?
Why do we watch Doug and Stacy?
Do we watch Doug and Stacy?
Periodically, we do.
Just kidding, Doug. Just kidding.
Yeah, we just having fun with you, man.
Now, I do like watching Stacy on occasion when the thumbnail shows me something that she's doing that I want to watch. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Like we said, if it's a stupid thumbnail, whether it's Doug and Stacy or anybody else, I'm not picking on Doug. Just saying, I ought to because he beat me in jacks.
I see one question I knew was going to come tonight.
But we don't watch crazy thumbnails, so if it's something we're interested in, Danny watches when Doug builds things.
Yeah.
He likes to watch, and he likes watching everybody that builds things.
Anybody builds stuff, I watch them.
That's mainly
well, not anybody, but I mean, I do watch a lot of people because construction is what I'm all about.
Hey, JT, or Farmer JT, what was the question that was so funny?
Right there. I knew that question was going to be asked tonight.
Well,
I'm not going to say anything right now.
Just let it ride.
Let it ride right now. See how many more people ask it.
Yeah. So, so we were talking about what we watched. Okay, that was why we watched Doug and Stacy.
Yeah.
I started long time ago when Stacy did kombucha. I went over and watched. I did kombucha years and years ago. And then when it was all the craze a year and a half ago, everybody was jumping on the bandwagon. And so I went to see what they were doing a little different. And I tried it, but I have issues with kombucha, so I can't drink it. And I always liked it. I have too much yeast in my system.
Kenneth says, Danny, how is your tomatoes?
Looking reasonable.
Our tomatoes are already blooming.
They're about, what, a foot and a half? Maybe.
The Amish paste is almost 2 feet tall.
Yeah, they're getting pretty tall.
The Cherokee purples, let me tell you something. Them things are like trees. Their stalks are so sturdy.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It's almost like a tree stalk.
Yeah.
And y'all, I don't know, we're waiting to see. We planted them
before.
There
it is again.
When we planted the Cherokee purple before, did they? I don't remember the stalk looking like that.
No, they didn't look like that before. These stalks.
Where do we get these seed? Do you remember?
These are seed we had from
that we saved?
We saved from ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the deal. We saved the seed, and they're coming back like a. Oh, he's wearing a. Y'all, that's too funny. Did you get a butch? Flip. Y'all, no. You just had me braided.
I had her braided.
That was all. So I think I saw.
I knew that was going to be.
Family said no.
No,
he said, "Turn your head, turn your head."
No. I will never cut my hair. Never.
Well, don't ever say never, because lots of times something happens. So
well, I mean, if something happens
within reason, if he
within reason,
to have his head
yeah.
shaved,
If I had to have my head,
surgery,
if I had to have brain surgery or something like that, I would.
You would have to. Do you need to weather or harden off seedlings of the brassica family, like broccoli and cauliflower?
No, usually you don't. You don't have to harden them off.
John Hendrickson, let's hope it's a man bun, not cut. I did do a man bun on his hair a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I do have a picture, so I'm going to have to pull that picture out.
You might have to pull that picture out. Yeah.
That was fun.
Hello, Amanda. I didn't see you slip in, girl.
She was there a while ago.
I totally missed her. Shame on me.
True Cherokee ponytail.
That's right. It's a true Cherokee.
He wasn't trying to spoof anybody, really.
No, I wasn't. But I told her.
Pull back when we got started.
I just got out of the shower because I just got in the house. I ran in, took a shower, and dried my hair, and it was just everywhere. I told her, I said, "You have got to put my hair in a ponytail for me tonight because I do not have time to do anything else with it." And I told her, I said, "You wait. When somebody tonight's going to say I cut my hair off."
Idaho Hillbilly said it's pretty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my brother.
That's so funny. You have pretty hair.
Jennifer, my daughter says, "Dad, don't do the man bun. Just don't."
He did. I
did.
swear I did.
She has a picture of it. She did it to me though. I think she held me hostage and
No, I didn't.
made me do a. Yeah, she did. She held me at gunpoint.
I said, just sit still.
Yeah.
And I made him a man bun.
She put a man bun on me. I didn't know what she was doing.
Hey, Rusty Bill.
Next thing I knew, I had a man bun on top of my head. How did we get off on man buns?
I don't know. Somebody mentioned it. You never know with Deep South. We're supposed to be talking about 'tis the season. What season is it?
It is.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas at Deep South. It's Christmas at Deep South. The Deep South. Yes. It is Christmas here. We are in the middle of getting all kinds of goodies on our homestead. We are getting English peas, which, matter of fact, we were supposed to pick them tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so we may have to pick them Monday.
Yeah.
I
went and looked at them, yeah.
We're getting English peas. We're going to be having carrots coming in. We got new potatoes coming in. We got fingerlings that's got to be canned. What else? We got rabbits that's got to be butchered.
Chickens soon.
Chickens.
John wants to know, what do we do for fun off the homestead? Well,
we're never off the homestead.
We're never off of it very often. We were going to go yesterday, to a homesteading thing. It's about an hour away, but when I called, they wanted like $35 a piece to join classes, and the classes were canning and making bread and making biscuits, and I already know how to do that.
Oh, we got Heidi on here. Okay,
I'm not paying somebody $35 to teach me how to do that, so it was not something we were interested in. But it's where we went for my birthday, I believe, in Richton and like Fulmer's, and it's a fun place to go to. We'll probably go when they have the pecan festival, but this just really wasn't something that I wanted to pay to do. So we'll wait till it's something a little different.
Okay. So David says, I don't know what a man bun is. Maybe I don't want to know.
Yeah. Your daughter says if it keeps getting cold, she's putting her Christmas tree back up.
Oh, I tell you, man, if it keeps staying colder.
Heidi and Brian says we go to Walmart.
Oh, they go to Walmart.
Meaning we do. What do we do for fun when we leave? No, it ain't fun.
It ain't fun for me, son. If there's one place in this world I hate, I mean, you can ask Wanda. You might as well just slap me in the face and tell me I got to go to Walmart. Because I literally do not like going to Walmart.
All right, New Day Farm is asking something about asparagus crowns in February of last year. They grew last year and got some seeds, then cut to the ground. This year they are huge and laying over.
Well, I mean,
they'll keep growing.
They'll keep growing. The thing about it is when they come up, if you don't break the little shoots off when they come up, they'll make a little tree.
Star said she hollered laughing watching at me try to catch chickens.
Sylvia said she's sick of the deer. They ate her English peas.
We haven't had animals in our stuff yet. Yet. That's
prepping, not panicking. Do you peel your potatoes before canning? No.
I only peel some, like our big Irish potatoes. We put most of them up with the peeling on. But if I want some for potato salads and things like that, I will take the peeling off. So we do peel some. It's kind of half and half.
Man, the chat's going by so fast I can't hardly see it.
Down August 12th and 13th in Missouri.
That's Doug and Stacy's gathering.
Hannibal? Is that maybe that's the name of the town? I don't know.
Tiger says, "Yippee! Finally caught y'all alive." Yeah, the weather is something else this year. That's right, Kenneth. It is.
Hey, two family.
Oh, let's see
My
here.
nose is itching tonight. You got to quit. Why should I plant the Cherokee pumpkins?
Where is that
at? Miss K.
I don't tell me nothing.
Miss K said, Danny, why should I plant the Cherokee pumpkins?
You should plant the Cherokee pumpkins because they will last up to a half a year to a year without even just in the pumpkin stage. We have some that's sitting in our dining room right now from September of last year, and they're both still perfectly fine.
Yeah, we've got 2 left.
We've got 2 left.
And I promised a bunch of you guys to have seeds up this past week, but Danny was a little worried about the seeds this time. They did not look as good as the seeds before.
So we're doing a test on them right now, a germination test, to make sure they're all right. before we actually put them out
Be
there.
at least another week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Southern Art. Yeah, it is a pretty quilt. When do you plant okra this year? We haven't planted it yet.
It'll be another at least another 2 weeks before I'll even consider planting okra.
Yeah.
Because it's just, God, for 2 more weeks, the morning temps are still at 50 degrees and 51, 53. That's still too cold for okra. Okra needs 60 or warmer in the mornings in order to be able to plant it.
Yeah, so our ground's cold. I mean, there's no point in putting okra in the ground right now. I mean, if you do, it's just going to sit there, and if we get much rain, it's going to, rot.
John said, if y'all need someone to watch the homestead while y'all take a vacation, let us know. We don't want a vacation away from our home.
No, there's not anywhere really we want to go.
I've been all over the whole country. I mean, I don't.
If I could, if it were where we could, with Danny's health, it's hard for us to leave for very long at a time. But we've talked about if things were better, getting a small motorhome and just traveling from one place to the next, or either a pull behind that we could go for short periods of time. But right now, that's not doable.
Jen says her dad wants a pack of the Cherokee pumpkin seeds. She says, I'm claiming a pack.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Well done. We will. Leo said, pray for Starry. Yes, we do have Starry on our prayer list.
Well, we've known about Starry for quite some time. This was nothing new to us. We've known. So, and she's been in our prayers for a long time. We just have not said anything.
Yeah. For over a year, yes.
Yeah, for over a year
we've
been
really
known.
Praying for Starry.
Yeah. Alicia says, what about the temps for tomatoes? Tomato plants need to be at least in the mid-60s. 60 degrees or warmer would be great for them, and not hotter than 85, because tomatoes don't do good when the temperature gets above 85 degrees. Between 60 and 85 is perfect temperatures for tomatoes. Noah's
Art says, my grandma used to say, it means you're going to kiss a fool if your nose itches.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I had to do that.
All
right.
Okay, Danny, how many days to maturity for the Cherokee tan pumpkins? I only have 90 frost-free days.
Ooh.
Oh, that's really pushing it. Cherokees usually take about 100 to 110 days.
Yeah. I guess if she could get them started inside some. Didn't you get some started?
Yeah, I started my spaghetti squash. My spaghetti squash are already this tall. I mean, they're big old beautiful things. Beth said, what about the temps for beans, squashes, and cucumbers? You can actually, well, I can't say you can't plant them now because temperature is different everywhere, but let's see. I would say probably 60 to 90 for the beans, squash, and cucumbers.
Yeah, I saw Tim Beverly jumped in.
Yeah, he said he got to go somewhere.
Yeah, so he's doing okay. I've talked to him a little bit this week. He seems to be doing better.
Azaline says you have to cover her cabbages up because they're only 4 inches tall and it's 28 degrees. You need to.
Yeah.
Two Family Homestead said cover your eyes, kids.
Yes, Two Family. I gave Heidi the number. I thought that was Daryl's number. So if it's only a call-in number. So we'll have to see. I've got another number for Daryl and Sherry. I will get it to
Southern Ark, if
Lori.
you don't have any Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds, just watch our Etsy store. Mary Cams, where do I go to get Cherokee pumpkin seeds?
It'll be at least a week or better.
Probably a week or so, but it'll be on our Etsy store, deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com.
And speaking of Etsy stores,
yeah.
We are the worst salesmen ever. I know everybody on YouTube is trying to sell you guys something, and half the people are just always saying, here, buy this, buy that. Yeah. Danny has an English pea manual that he wrote that goes along with the sweet potato manual. And so he has these two books. And we did 3 videos in one day, one on Crazy Days and 2 on Deep South, dealing with English peas, and forgot to mention his English pea manual, not the first time. So if you guys want an English pea manual or a sweet potato manual, go to our Etsy store and buy them. Just so I said it, y'all, I'm an awful salesman. I'm not good at selling y'all anything, but if you want them, they're there. Plus my cookbook, just saying.
Cheryl Gerard said, would you not like to take a trip to North Carolina to King Mountain to see your family historical area?
That is the one place
That is the one place, if I ever get a chance to go, I would like to go.
That is the one thing that we would do. And while we're there, we would have to go see Adrian. And Adrian was at one time a ranger there at King Mountain. So he knows all the ins and outs, and he promised to take us on a really good tour.
Red Duchess Farm says, is a Cherokee pumpkin in the Curcubito Pepo family? I don't know if it's Curcubito Pepo or Curcubito Maxima. I'm not sure which one it is. I have not been able to find out any data on that yet.
There's Miss Sherry at 7D and Olin. I see Saddle Ridge. I remember Saddle Ridge said that this was their first time to catch us live.
Yeah.
How much for the books? Go to the Etsy store.
I don't even remember. I mean,
I think 10 each.
I think they're $10 a piece to be, if I remember.
My cookbook is 20, I think.
Yeah, I think they're $10 each.
All right.
Oh, it's good to see Miss Sherry back on tonight. Been missing her from 7D.
Did you get squash vine board?
Do you get squash vine boards? We occasionally we do, but not very often.
Yeah, we have at times. What, about 2 years ago, they were really bad.
2 years ago, it was so hot, they were really, really bad. Ash says, hey, y'all from Long Beach.
Kenneth says he's about 15 miles from Kings Mountain. Wow.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty interesting.
We would love the Pacific Northwest. Now, see, if I got a chance to go Idaho Hillbilly Way, that would be okay, but it'd have to be in the summer because I'm not coming up there while it's snowing.
No. I've had my fill
while
of
it's
snow.
hot down here, now that's someplace I would love to head.
Yeah.
And I think Matt the Woofer's headed that direction. He should be
inching
that way.
In that direction.
He didn't want to get into the snow, so I'm not sure how well he stayed out of it. But, you know, he should be headed that way. I haven't heard from him in a few weeks.
How do you treat the squash devils? Well,
Swingman is from Gulfport, Mississippi.
The one thing we found that helps the squash vine borers, if they're bad in your area, is when your squash plants are little, is to wrap them about 3 inches high up on the vine with aluminum foil. That does seem to help.
Yeah. It did a little.
A little bit. I mean, that was the only thing we found that even seemed to help out. So, okay. We dug our fingerling potatoes this week, wasn't it? Yeah.
I guess.
We've done so much this week. I can't
this
remember.
week, last week, I don't know.
But yeah, I think it was this week because it was so cold that morning. Remember, our hands were freezing.
We were actually in jackets, toboggans. Our hands had gloves on.
We had a patchy frost that morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it killed some of our plants.
Our toes were frozen because I had on rubber boots, and you know, rubber boots do not protect from cold. And we were just like freezing that morning. 2 days later, we're picking English peas in shorts and short sleeves.
But when your fingers and hands are digging in that dirt and it's cold and wet,
it's cold.
It is cold. But we did pretty good this year. We dug 45 pounds of fingerling potatoes. We're gonna be canning them. Yeah,
I think so. I haven't started canning them yet. I will this week.
Olin says, can you can hard-boiled eggs, or do they need to be pickled? You have to pickle the hard-boiled eggs because technically speaking, there's really no safe way to do it according to the ball book, but you can successfully do it by pickling them.
Somebody said, I'd like to see a picture of your children.
Well, my daughter's on here tonight, one of them.
Yeah.
And the other one, I don't know how you'll get a picture of her. Because I don't even have a picture of her.
We got older ones.
I got an old picture.
I got some last year, maybe. A lot of older, but I've got some last year when she's here. Marsha Farms wants some fingerling potatoes.
Oh.
You can order fingerlings through, what did I find?
Through Pine Tree.
Rare Seeds.
Rare Seeds, Pine Tree, and there's one other one.
John.
It's a seed book that I'm not familiar with that well.
Something that we got is weird. Several of the seed companies do carry them. Lots of times they carry a combination. They're not just the Russian yellow or gold. What is Russian?
They're just Russian fingerlings.
Russian fingerlings.
Yeah,
little yellow looking ones. They usually have the blue ones or purple looking ones, and there's a third one. I forgot. There's maybe a red one. I can't remember.
Patty, our live shows are every Saturday night, 8 o'clock Central Time.
Kelly said to pray for them. Their church
lost our pastor to an automobile accident and 2 others and 4 hurt. Oh, wow.
Is fingerlings okay to do in pots? Yes.
Yes, we did them in pots last year. They worked out fine. They did real good. You can plant them pretty thick, too.
Yeah. What else we got going on?
Oh, let's see. What we got
last week we did the turnips, but this week I did only the roots.
Yeah, she canned the roots this week.
So I'm hoping to have a video up. It may be on Crazy Days on just turnip roots. Because you have to do them different than the greens. So.
That's a pretty funny question there. Susan Leeway says, are you surprised by the videos that get the most views on your channel?
Probably not really, because it's usually porch time.
It's usually porch time, and porch time is our #1 deal. So,
and if we do, like we did the lunchtime. When we sit down and talk, seems like we get more views than we do if we work, which is really funny to me because I would think people need to know how to do something, and when we show how to do something, seems like we don't get that many views. But if Danny just pops on and talks, we get lots of views. So yeah, I guess I'm not surprised, but I'm kind of weirded out by it because we put a lot of time into filming what we do to show people how, and they seem to want to hear him talk.
Yeah. Beth says, is it too late to plant fingerling potatoes in containers? Probably not where Beth is at.
Yeah, she should be okay.
You could probably still do it where you are.
Can you plant carrots and potatoes next to each other?
Oh, that one I'm not sure about.
They won't cross, though.
They won't cross, but some things are not companion. They're not compatible. So that one I'm not sure about, guys.
Mapleberry says, I show how not to do something.
Oh.
Well, good luck on getting them to watch that. Well, we found out if there's drama, they'll watch. And we don't do drama very well. We're just not drama people.
We're not drama people. That's one thing about us. And I guess that's one thing that we do a lot of how-to videos.
And that just,
people are not really interested in that. We found that out, but we're still going to do them regardless.
We've got a good following. All you guys are awesome.
Awesome people, yeah.
And there's a little bit for everybody. When I can, my Canon people are watching. When he does carpentry, the carpentry people are watching. When we do gardening, the gardening people are watching. But most everybody comes for porch time. So
everybody will show up for porch time, but during all of our other videos, we have such a wide variety of people who watch us that we try to cater to everyone's needs. And then all the videos we put up is not for everyone. Like the fencing videos we put up. A lot of our subscribers live in suburban homesteads, and they're in town and stuff like that. And the fencing videos is not for them. But then you get people that live out on farms and have a homestead and has land, and they're talking about how great the fencing videos are. And then we'll do some container gardening, or we might do some raised bed gardening. Well, then the suburb farming people love those videos. So, and then Wanda does cooking videos and
my weird cooking.
Canning videos.
I cook off the. I just cook what I want to cook, and I add things and I throw things together. And a lot of people don't like that because they want a specific recipe, and my recipes change continuously. I don't usually do things the same all the time. And I have a new video coming up this week on Danny's biscuits. Lots of you.
Yeah.
I told you on a Crazy Days thing, I think, that I had done something a little different and they're lighter and fluffier. And so I did that video today. Hopefully it'll be up next week. I saw Active Agent popped in and somebody asked something and I lost track of it. Have you ever thought about getting a pet? We have several.
We had a dog, but I don't like dogs no more.
Yeah, we have 3 goats.
We have 3 goats.
A bunch of chickens.
Turkeys, pigs, you know, you name it. We have all
the goats are our babies now.
But the goats are our new babies. I had a dog that that was my life for 13 years, and I had to put him down. And I don't want another dog. I don't ever want another dog.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where did I get lost at?
I don't know. I'm using the base of an old front porch to plant potatoes.
Hopefully later this year or next year. Okay, that sounds interesting.
There's Papa Truck. He likes crazy
Rain Country.
Yeah, I saw Miss Rain come in.
She's asking, Jen, are you ready to adopt Mr. Rain or her? At least during the cold, wet months.
Yeah, they're all wanting to go to California
yeah,
right now.
Everybody's trying to get away from the grand solar minimum up that way because it's going to keep getting worse. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Oh.
Linda Camp says, I saved your recipe to my Pinterest
Well,
page.
let me see what we got.
I'm not sure which recipe, but lots of my recipes are kind of crazy, but they work.
Plus, we got the new Homestead box this week.
Yes, that came out.
Yeah.
And it was dealing with fencing.
It was dealing with fencing, which I thought was so ironic, guys. Oh, man. It was just really weird that we got that Homestead box because it had every tool in it that you need for fencing, or actually for doing the whole homestead.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
My son asked me how to get hybrid bell pepper. He wants it hot like jalapeno. I don't. He must have been talking to somebody else about that one. What's the best way to cut a hole in my ceiling roof for installing stovepipe? Oh, just a jigsaw. Unless you got sheetrock. If you got a sheetrock, use a sheetrock saw. Then you got the tricky part is getting it plumbed up to where you go through the actual roof into that.
Tim Beverly said, if you want a video to go viral, just call it Instant Justice. I saw 3 days old and 2 million views.
Huh.
Well, if I had one instant justice, it would probably be to deal with barking dogs.
Yeah.
And then we'd get taken down. Oh. Have you ever tried to make candy corn? No.
Nope.
I've got a recipe, but I've not tried it. Most of the time I have to cook what I've got ready, what we eat. So I've got candy corn. You guys would not believe my stash of candy corn. I could go into the next millennial with candy corn right now. I'm up to over 30 different varieties. And, you know, I've got to have a place to stash it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get him to do some kind of shelving in here or shelving somewhere where we can stash my candy corn where people can see it when they come. So that's going to be one of the next projects when we get all these other projects. He's gradually finishing projects. I'm so proud of him.
Gradually finishing them. Somebody asked a question back there, what do I recommend in the area where they have so many boulders at? I recommend raised beds if you can. That's what I would do. I just do raised beds.
Where did we get our fingerling potatoes? 4 years ago?
4 years ago, I think it was. Maybe in 5. We got them at Walmart.
Yes.
We bought the organic fingerling potatoes at Walmart, the Russian whites.
But we have not seen them since.
We have not seen them back. That's right. We have not seen them back since.
Brenda Duncan tried to make me candy corn on a cob, but I couldn't get it to stay in place.
Let's see. Charlotte says, Mr. Danny, does different okra have to be planted far from each other? Okra is yes, it has to be planted away from each other, different varieties, or it will cross-pollinate.
Music Will wants to know, do I have to eat it at some point? Well, probably what I will do with my candy corn is I will vacuum seal quite a bit of it. I did vacuum seal some. and I'm going to vacuum seal more. It will last for, I don't know, years that way. And if something happens I don't have a sweet, I'll have my candy corn.
Amanda W. says, we're building a root cellar. What would you recommend? How would you recommend making it? It depends on what part of the country you live in. And how much money you got to spend. If you've got a good bit of money to spend, then definitely putting the concrete blocks with rebar and filling them with concrete is a great way to go. Mine is built out of pressure treated wood. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, we're trying to get a video ready to put up about the building of my cellar.
We don't have a lot of pictures. There's only about 8 or 10 pictures.
Yeah.
And it doesn't show the whole thing, but it shows some of the stages. So Danny's going to sit down and talk about the cellar and do that. And we just haven't got the video up yet. Hopefully this week. He's going to have to get up really early and
I'll have to do that.
And get it ready. There's Miss Faith.
Mike Carey, I'm not sure. You says the best water to start Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds. I'm not sure what you're asking there. I'm sure the typo got in it. Predictive text looked like. Danny, what type of protein do you eat every few hours? Hubby is going to have to start doing that. I usually do pecans. I do pecans, but you have to be careful because pecans will give you diarrhea if you eat too many of them. I eat, what's that, almond flour cake stuff you make?
Yeah, it's a cake.
It's a cake with almond flour, and I'll eat sweet potato, her crustless sweet potato pudding stuff. And plus, I eat a bunch of eggs every morning when I get up.
Mapleberry says there's only 3 of them, so how many chickens should they have?
There's 3 of them. Depends on what you eat for breakfast and how much cooking you do. I never do less than 12.
Yeah, 12 is a good number.
12 is like a magic number.
Danny and I eat on most mornings 5 eggs.
We eat 5 eggs a morning.
3, I eat 2. So that's 5 eggs right there. Then if I cook anything like a dessert or anything, most of them have at least 2 eggs.
Yeah.
So like today I did the pecan cookies.
Yeah.
That's 2 eggs. I did his biscuits. That's 6 eggs. I actually used 6 egg whites and I have the yolks left, but that's still 6 eggs.
Yeah.
Then I cooked his apple cake. That's 3 eggs.
Yeah.
And then we had breakfast, which was 5 eggs. So you see how many eggs I used today alone? It's just according, and that will go through most of the first of the week. It's not like I'll use every day.
There is so many questions going by. I am missing half of our questions here. Let me back this thing up.
So I would say you would probably need at least 12 chickens.
Okay. Vicky Blevins says she has indoor cucumbers blooming with little brown yellow spots on some of the leaves. What do I do? I don't know if it's not enough sunlight or if it's too wet. Probably one or the other.
Brenda Duncan wants to know if you need more honey roasted pecans.
I have been out of them. I've been out of them for a while.
I got to know how to do those. You got to send me the recipe.
Mr. Danny, have you ever planted an avocado tree? Yes, and the cold killed it, so I don't plant them no more.
Somebody's asked him about candy corn seed. I don't want to give away the secret. The secret is when you mention candy corn, because Jen at the Nut House sent you 5 pounds and you eat a lot of it in like a pound in the first sitting, people start sending candy corn and it multiplies. So you don't have to plant it. It just grows.
Oh, S.G. Woodard says, I would like to hear your thoughts on the mark of Cain, the Nephilim, on all God's children. I'll look into that. We eat a lot of eggs, probably 6 per morning, a minimum, Mapleberry
Then you might want to up it to 18 chickens just to have enough to do all yours, because protein's something Danny has to have. So
I have to
have the eggs.
Let's see here.
The English pea salad looked great. Thank you.
The English pea salad was good. Almond butter is good too. Yes.
One says, I love to eat candy corn and jelly beans. Now, I'm a jelly bean person too. I really like jelly beans.
Active Agent said the weather is cold and overcast where she's at.
Jen says, oh, now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I could use 5 pounds more of that good candy corn with honey in it.
Old as Dirt says, do you have pawpaw trees? No, we do not have a pawpaw tree.
I had somebody today asked about sending some, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody asked me and said they may send one, so.
We don't have any. I don't know how, will they take it, the cold that we have here?
I don't know. Somebody asked, did we have one, and they were going to send, and I don't remember who.
Olin was asking where the Laurie family moved to. The Laurie family moved to right across the road from us.
Yeah.
Kathleen says the winds have been horrible. We have noticed this year that the wind, when they start spraying the chemtrails, the wind gets horrific this year.
Yeah. Teresa Parrish. M&M's are
melt
good.
in your mouth and not in your hands. That's an old saying there.
That's pretty cool.
Okay. Week to week, porch time. Week to week and truck to truck.
Yeah.
That one, guys, was that was a video that's been on my mind for quite some time, because after talking to different people and looking into different things, I quickly come to realize that we have been trained in this country to live from week to week, basically, and not be prepared for anything. And so once I started looking into that, then I realized, and talking to the people at the grocery stores and stuff, and how that the things are not really, they're not really stocked anymore. I come up with the topic week to week and truck to truck, and it is definitely true. B Maverick says, Danny, take the pressure tank and make a meat smoker. I used to have that one of them pressure tanks hooked up to my smokehouse. I would build a fire in it and just let nothing but the smoke go into my smokehouse so I could cold smoke my bacon. John Hendrickson says he has a grove of pawpaws that takes a Gulf cold well. Okay.
So we might try that. We have been foraging.
Yeah.
Amy's been helping me some. We've been getting berries and stuff. The huckleberries are doing great. And they're small. They're like little BBs, so it takes a while to get enough to have very many. But I've already got 2.5 quarts, or 2 quarts and 1 pint, if you want to say it that way. And the trees are loaded. It just means that every day we have to go out and pick. Yeah. I started getting some blackberries. We picked a few of those, a few dewberries, and our mayhaws. We've picked almost all the mayhaws. Now, I've only got less than a quart of them, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough to make jelly, but I do have mayhaws. And what else have we get? Asparagus. We've been dealing with asparagus.
I gotta catch up these questions.
What else? We've had our lettuces
and I mean tomatoes out of the greenhouse.
Yeah, the tomatoes out of the greenhouse. So
yeah. Kelly says, I'm getting muscle spasms bad. Protein is possibly low. Any suggestions? It's more or less potassium rather than protein if you're having spasms like that, because potassium causes muscle cramps and spasms and stuff.
Do we have enough wind for a turbine? Right now we do. Do we usually?
Usually we don't, but occasionally this time of the year it will, but during the dead of the summer we don't. We planted blackberries and blueberries today, Teresa said. Anybody here grow aronia berries, and are they good? I have no idea.
I've never heard of them.
A lot Amanda,
of people were saying Ontario Homestead said they have pawpaws, so he said we'd be fine.
Amanda says porch time was excellent this week. Thank you, sweetheart. Rain, do you have an address for you too? Let's see here. Whoa, it jumped on me there.
Yeah, 10 gallons of pawpaws today, going to make jelly soon. So Marshall,
mayhaws, not pawpaws.
Oh, mayhaws. You got 10 gallons?
Whoa.
I got almost a quart.
Yeah, our trees are just starting to bear.
Right, he's got to be going somewhere where there's a lot of trees. That's awesome.
Sylvia says, this is the first year the mayhaws have produced, and how old are the plants? Yes, it's the first year they produced, and the plants are, what, about 5 years old?
4 maybe.
4, probably 4 years old.
Maybe 4 years old.
Maybe 4 years old.
Bananas for potassium.
Yeah, we really hadn't done anything to the trees. We ain't fertilized them, done anything.
We just put them out there and mowed around them somewhat. Roy said our mayhaws are gone. Probably the cold got them. Wild blackberries are blooming.
Yep. Have you ever grown moringa? Yes, Rocky Brook. We have moringa trees, several of them, as a matter of fact.
I've got one that I transplanted from the green. It was in my herb garden. I put it in the greenhouse over the winter. Put it back in the herb garden last week. It's got leaves coming out. I've got two that I just planted in the herb garden that are up about 5 or 6 inches tall now. So we will have moringa this year, and I'm going to put some around the cabin. I haven't gotten that over there this week. That's something hopefully next week I'll get done.
Terry wants to know, how are our blueberries doing? They're doing great.
Oh, they are loaded.
They are loaded this year. Nothing happens. And let's see. Amy, yes, pickle juice works great for spasms. The vinegar in it does great.
And Jen says that moringa is high in potassium. Wow.
Olin says anything to do with wheat or corn is going to jump in price with these cold spells. He is exactly right, because I've been checking in on that. We've already lost half of our wheat crop, and we're already several weeks late on getting corn planted. So
Heidi said she and Caitlin picked 5 pounds of blueberries today. Where did you pick blueberries?
In South Florida, they're already ready.
That's right, I guess so.
Yeah.
Is moringa easy to grow? Mm-hmm. Yes. And it grows fast.
Very fast. Rusty said, did the tea tree ever come back? Nope, it never came back.
No. That cold spell got it.
Got one morning, it got down to 30-something degrees in the greenhouse. Didn't even kill the tomato plants. The tomato plants lived. Yeah. But it killed the tea tree, and it killed the Malabar spinach.
But I have Malabar spinach. I planted some of my seeds I saved, and I've got 3 different plants, I think, and 2 of them are in my herb garden now.
Sandra says, will huckleberry starters be offered in your store? Nope, you can't. Huckleberries are not trees that take transplanting very well. You got to really know what you're doing. I've transplanted some of them successfully, but it's a task, and you got to get them at exactly the right time in order to be able to do it.
A dozen eggs was $3 yesterday.
Oh.
Bought moringa.
That's because they had the salmonella scare at Walmarts and different places. They made them recall all those eggs. Yeah.
Active Agent bought moringa tea at a farmer's market.
Nancy says, my friend's blueberry farm is open for picking already. Wow. She's got to be in Florida or South Texas or somewhere. Yeah, Kathleen, the Malabar, it got it.
Duncan, Brenda said that they had to buy hay this year. They ran out about a month and a half ago. And see, they don't usually have to. That it's still snowing and carrying on where they're at. Heidi says $6 a dozen for organic eggs. Whoa. Tell Lucas hi.
Hey, Lucas.
You better tell Lucas hi.
I'm going to tell you hi, boy. Amanda says, Danny, high fructose corn syrup is in everything. Do you think companies will switch to an alternative sweetener or just up the prices?
Up the prices.
They'll probably up the prices. How
long do blueberries take to produce fruit?
Probably 3 years. Ours are 3 years old. I think they're 3 years old.
Yeah, somebody would like to buy Mayhaw jelly or juice. You have to talk to Marshall Farms and see if they're selling it. That much they probably do. John Hendrickson said he had a tea tree that survived two winters
under a sheet when it freezes. Okay.
Well, we didn't think in the greenhouse that it would need it because the greenhouse never gets that cold. But that one time it got down really too cold, under freezing in there. What all can moringa be used for?
Ask Jen.
JM at the Nut House is your moringa expert. She can give you a list a mile long.
Star says that frost killed all her annuals this year. Let's see here. Good place to get moringa at. The stores are already bare, as I showed. Son Steven said, crazy thing. JM at the Nut House is a good place to get moringa.
Organic hamburger, $10.
Rain says they're over $6 at the store there. Wow.
Whoa. We don't buy eggs, so I wouldn't know, but Marshall Farms is going to have some jelly for sale soon. So guys, ever who was asking about Mayhaw jelly, message Marshall Farms because Tanya does make some.
Firefly Moon Pie said Danny said it was going to hit the 30s this past week, and it did. Oh, man.
So all of it's gotten
Yeah,
through.
Marshall said they will have some jelly for sale real soon. 'Cause I thought I remembered Tanya made jelly to sell. Yeah. You just have to let y'all just get in contact with Marshall Farms.
The Homestead Workshop said we sell eggs for $8 a dozen. Whoa.
Woo!
We're always receiving more calls. I'll sell mine for $8 a dozen. No, I don't have any to sell.
No, we don't have any to sell. We're going to keep all we have.
Yeah, usually we had eggs to sell.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, we had enough chickens that we were selling probably, 6 dozen or 8 dozen a week.
Yeah.
And we downed our chickens to where we just have enough for us because it got to where
the feed's just too expensive.
The feed was very expensive.
We don't have enough free range room for them.
And people just quit buying for a while, and we just started piling up with eggs. So I would rather just keep enough for us.
Tammy M says, what's the best spinach for down south? Be Malabar spinach down south.
Olin, if you have a lot of eggs, you can freeze them.
Yeah.
Take and crack open 2 or 3 eggs, slightly scramble them. You know, make 3 or 4 loops in the eggs, and then pour them in a Ziploc bag and freeze them. Lay them flat and freeze them, and then you can take them out and use them in any recipe that you want to bake, and they make excellent omelets and scrambled eggs.
Let's see here. Can you use beets to make sweeteners? Yes, if you know how sugar beets. If you can cook them down right, yes, you can. You can make sugar out of them, as a matter of fact.
Do you use lime to preserve eggs? I've never done it.
Lime isn't. I can't remember now.
Bottom says they sell pasture-raised heritage pork. We have 2, and one of them's going to be pasture-raised.
Yeah, we have 2 of them. One of them's going to go to freezer camp. Brenda says, wow, I don't charge enough for my eggs. I only charge $1.50 a dozen. Yeah, you could go way up on them.
I would go. When we sold them $3 a dozen, and that was 2 years ago.
Go see Rain Country. Rain Country has a video on freezing them in the food saver bags. She does like Wanda. Wanda does 2 at a time.
I do 2 most of the time, but I did 3 because lots of my recipes call for 3. And so I mark on my Ziploc bags that I put them in if it's 3 or 2. Because some things call for 2 and some call for 3. Some call for 4, but I can use the 2 to make the 4.
Yeah. Lori family is asking, how do you defrost the frozen eggs? We just put them over in a bowl of hot water, and it don't take just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you can just, and the ones today that I used, I just sat them out on the cabinet while I was doing my other stuff, and they thawed out while I was ready to go. How do you know how to propagate chinkapin trees? How do you do that? You just dig up from the root.
I just plant the acorns. I just find the acorns and plant them.
You dug up some of the small trees.
I dig up some small trees. In the summertime, I go around with little tiny trees in the woods that I see putting on a couple of leaves, and I tie a ribbon on them, and then when it comes wintertime, I go back and I dig them up because I know where they're at. I can see them because of the ribbons.
I've not dehydrated any eggs, and I do have some freeze-dried eggs because a friend brought me some, but I've not used them. I just have them in storage. Do you think it's safe to put out summer crops? It's according to where you're at.
Where you live at, Dale. It just depends.
We have a lot of ours out.
I think it's safe in southern Mississippi, across in South Florida, and Florida and stuff like that, South Alabama. I think it's safe there.
Anything above us, who knows?
I have no idea. Anything North Mississippi and up, it's going to be questionable.
Yeah. All right. So what
Use
else?
mineral oil on the outside of the eggs to preserve them. Let's see.
Danny did finish the back of the house this week.
Yeah, I did. I finished the back of the studio room. I sure did. I got all the siding on the house. It's completed. The outside is completely finished and dried in.
And it looks great.
All we're ready to do now is just pressure wash everything and get it all cleaned up.
Yeah, and he's been working on the fencing. Tomorrow we will have a video on him finishing the fence and showing how the gate works. And then the end of the video, well, I guess the first part of the video is him finishing the fence. The middle of the video is him talking about the gate and how it works. And the end of the video is you get to see our 3 baby girls going around eating in the field.
Kenneth said, Danny, what did you do about the computer issue that you had? I had to go into it and turn Cortana off. One of the updates had turned it all on in there, and I was talking to Wanda, and I told her, I said, okay, Google it.
Because I said something, I asked him a question.
She asked me a question, and I said, okay, Google it. And when I did, the computer picked up my voice command, and it actually,
okay, Google. And
it started doing the Google thing.
And it kind of freaked him out.
Kind of freaked me out because I had that turned off on my computer, and then it was turned back on.
Yeah. So the other fencing you did.
Oh, I put a new gate and fencing out by my barn out there. I moved the gate today.
It's not a new gate.
It's not a new gate. I just moved an older gate. I had to go to town and get lumber and stuff to build the right kind of fencing and stuff that I needed. But we did move a gate on our place here. We're trying to make our place more friendly for us to be able to do things and just redesign the homestead because we're looking at possibly making some changes in our homestead here in the very near future. And y'all will be updated on them when we do.
Yeah, so the fencing, the back of the house, what else? Oh, I added some lots of things to my herb garden. Besides the moringa, I added my aloe vera back, thyme.
You planted a couple of peppers today. You planted the yellow pepper, yellow Marconi, and the red Marconi pepper today.
And I added some more moringa trees there.
We're going to be planting some tomato plants in there this week.
I'm going to do a herb garden update after we get the tomato plants in and all. Everything's looking great, you know, so we're going to do really pretty good with that. What else we got going on? I think that's pretty much covering what we did this week. Oh, I bought carrots. I had told y'all last week or the week before that I was going to buy carrots and can them because we do have carrots coming on. But to be in the prepping mode, I guess, because Danny and I eat a lot of carrots, I bought organic carrots. I bought the long carrots. I did buy some of the little ones, but I went back and bought long carrots, regular whole carrots. And I think I put 7 pounds to 9 pints. So, because somebody had asked how many pounds of carrots to fill up a canner. So a canner is 9 pints. I think I used 7 pounds of carrots. I would, if you're going to do it, I would get 8 just to be on the safe side. But do I have a video up on the carrots?
I don't.
If not, I will put the video up at some point. I can't remember what we've got, how many videos we've got going on.
Edward, how many dogs are there at the neighbors? We know that there's at least. Sounds like there's at least 8 outside in pens, and I think there's probably 4 in the house, 3 to 4 in the house that I know of. So that's about how many dogs we have to deal with. Let's see here. Everybody's having to go to bed. Yes, onions are frost tolerant. Yes, they are. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure.
Mark says his uncle's in the hospital. We'll add him to the prayer list. Yeah, for the most part, they don't bark. They never have. But one of the mamas got pregnant back around before Christmas or something and had babies. And so there were more than their normal. There was one of the dogs that barked a lot. It was just a wolf almost all day
We
long.
called it the 10 o'clock dog because he barked for hours, and he'd always start at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And so Danny and I can usually get up, do videos early in the morning and not have dogs. But once the babies were born and they've gotten half grown, all they do is bark.
Yeah,
and they're never home.
They're never home. Don't have to listen to it, and they're hunting dogs.
Yes,
so
they're hunting dogs.
They're hound dogs, and they just bark and bark and bark and bark. If they see a cat, they bark. If they see anything move, they bark. If they hear a vehicle come down the road, they bark. You know, just.
Luckily, we're on a place where there's not very many vehicles, probably 3 or 4 a day. But once they start, they don't shut up for an hour or two. Somebody asked, do you add any additional ash to the carrot beds as Papa Truck when they're growing?
Through growth. No, I only add the ash when I first plant them. I don't add any more. Let's see here.
A statewide leash law. Well, these are on leashes.
Well, they're on leash. They're in a pen. They're not loose. They're just in pens.
The ones that were loose aren't that guy's dogs. The loose dogs were from somebody else, and we had never seen those dogs before, but they've been doing some havoc through here. So please keep Stone County Band safe on their trip back from Atlanta.
Yeah, they're probably on a band trip.
Who needs that many dogs? Nobody.
Nobody.
Absolutely nobody, especially when they don't hunt.
Yeah, they're just in a pen. That's all they do is just, and I'm not sure they feed them all the time. I mean, there's lots of things we're not sure about, but all that's being looked into, so we're trying to get.
It's the season to eat berries. Yes, it is.
We're trying to get that taken care of.
It's the season to get a lot of work done. The weather has been, y'all, we don't usually have spring. Our spring lasts 2 or 3 weeks. We've had spring for what, 2 or 3 months? And so we're loving this weather. We'll probably pay for it when it turns extremely hot. But right now, Danny's getting a lot done outside. I'm outside when I can.
Oh, it's been great.
When I go out, I worked on my lemongrass a couple of days ago. And guys, I'm going to tell you what, I dug every bit of it up and redid it and reworked it. And I'm going to have some lemongrass on Etsy, but y'all going to have to give me a day or two because that is a chore trying to get it broke up enough to sell. So I'll try to do that.
Are you fencing your whole property? Yes.
Eventually.
We're putting fencing around our whole property, mainly to keep dogs from coming into our property because we've had some dogs in the neighborhood that's been killing things. So we're trying to get our whole property fenced to keep the dogs out of our property.
Yeah. Can you grow Cherokee tans in a raised bed?
Yes.
You may have to wind it around.
You'll have to, the vines are going to grow out of the bed because the vines will grow up to 30 feet long.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to, you'll have to watch where they grow. You'll have to train them.
Yeah. All right. Squash. Is there cool weather stunning them? Is the squash?
Yep. Yes.
Is it messing with our?
This cool weather stunting everything we have.
Yeah, we planted the peas, the red rippers, and the lady peas. The little bit of frost we got started killing a lot of that back, so I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We may have to replant a lot.
Just keep watching our Etsy store if y'all want lemongrass because we have piles of it. We may be getting ready to sell.
Yeah. Duncan says she thinks
spring is almost here.
They've been waiting for months.
They've been waiting.
Yeah. Okay. So I think
it's after 9 o'clock. JT's supposed to be on tonight. Ain't that his name?
Farmer JT.
Farmer JT. Yeah.
And I'm getting sleepy.
Tambra, yes, the price of fencing is going up. So if you need to get your supplies, you need to get them as fast as you can because I'm telling you, fencing is fixing to go through the roof. It's already expensive enough.
Charlotte planted purple hull and butter peas. Butter beans. Our butter peas are up and they're looking awesome.
Yeah.
That's one thing that is growing. And we have those in containers. And they did great last year. So
Yeah.
Well, we're out in the country. Noah's Ark said their city only allows 3 dogs. We're out in the country. There are no
There are
ordinances.
no ordinances here, no noise ordinances or nothing.
So there's nothing you can do. We just have to deal with it. And he does keep them chained or in pens. They're usually not running loose, so we don't worry about that too much. But somebody up the road does have 2 big dogs that were running loose, and that's why we're putting fences up, because we do not want them getting to the goats.
Yeah, Teresa, watch our Etsy store, deepsouthhomestead.etsy.com, for the Cherokee tan pumpkin seeds. As soon as we get through with our test on germination, we will put them up, and they'll be for sale.
What kind of fencing did you get? What was that called?
We got the 47-inch high range master fencing.
And Georgia says pray for Lily. Seeing that.
Let's see.
The dog officer will come out if the dog is dying. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Can you grow blueberries in pots?
Yes, you can grow blueberries in pots. Yes, Teresa, we will sell the Cherokee tans once we get the seeds and know that they're going to germinate.
How far away are the dogs from our fence line?
They're about less than 100 yards.
How close are they to Lori's?
Less than 100 yards. Because our fence and Lori's fence are the same fence.
They're pretty close.
They're pretty close.
Actually closer. Our house is way back off.
The Lori family's a lot closer than we are.
Are we going to sell any Georgia candy squash seeds?
We will if they grow.
If they grow. That's what you got already up, right?
The Georgia candy roasters are on that hill over yonder.
So we have some, but this weather's been kind of yanking them around. But if he saves seeds, we will.
Yeah.
And Rain keeps her blueberries in pots.
Yeah, they'll grow in pots.
Just keep them trimmed back where they don't turn into trees.
It depends on what size pot you got.
Yeah. All right, so we have got to go. We will see you guys later. Let's put up prayer requests and things like that.
Yeah, we got a few people we need to remember that sent us messages here. We got Fred and Nikki Stanley still with cancer and a broken neck. We want to make sure we remember them. The Pratt family, we want to keep them in our prayers. Tim Beverly, Miss Faye and Mr. Roy, we want to keep them in our prayers. And there was some people here a while ago that mentioned they had some prayer requests for their daughter. That was South Georgia Hydroponics, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and we had some earlier.
Some earlier put up some prayer requests.
The one that had the Kelly.
Kelly, yeah, her pastor was in a wreck and died, and several others were hurt.
Yes, so
yeah,
want to remember all those. The ones that have mentioned it: Starry, Dee, and Kathleen. There's Domingos Mundo. Mundo. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lori family says, pray for her friend fell down a flight of stairs. Not good. Let's see. Anyway, guys, we got to jump off of here. We're getting into former JT's time. We don't like doing that. We like to be courteous and let everybody have a chance to go over and watch him also. So, we're going to go ahead and pray and ask the Lord's blessing on tonight. Father, thank you for being so good to us. You've been such a blessing to us this week. And Father, we just, it is our desire to edify and glorify you and go ahead and tell as many people about you as we can, Father, and just spread the word that you're a great and wonderful Savior. And Lord, we try to do that on a daily basis now. And we want to thank you for such a good live stream tonight. Got a lot of great people on here, Father. I want to pray for each and every one of them. I want to lift them up, Lord, and whatever needs they have, Father, I pray that you will come into their hearts and their lives. You'll meet their needs, Father, so that they have no need of want. Lord, bless their crops that they have planted, and their homes and everything, Lord, their relationships and everything, Father. Just may they all be blessed. And Father, we want to think about all the ones that had cancer that was on here tonight. We pray for them, Lord, specifically for healing for their body in the name of Christ. And Lord, we have those that have other physical infirmities. One has a broken neck. Lord, that's trying to heal. We just pray for that particular person, ask that there be healing upon their body. We've had one today mention in one of our things that their husband had some knee problems, Lord, and we pray that that his knees will get back better after he's had replacement in them, Lord, so he can get around. And Father, there's just been tons of others. Tim Beverly, we want to pray for him, Father. Starry Hilder, we want to remember her as her and Mark are going through a divorce. We just pray that their lives can be got back into rhythm, how they need to be, Lord, and where you want them at, and that they can have healing for their lives, Father, and still continue to be a blessing to you. And Father, there's so many others that have so many needs. Father, we just pray for each and every one of them. We pray for our country. We're in some pretty perilous times right now, and pray that our leaders will make wise decisions. And Father, us as homesteaders here in this country, I pray that we'll have blessed crops, Lord, that all of our food will be, we'll have the blessings of obedience upon our storehouses, Lord, that they'll reach from season to season, and we won't have to actually do without anything, Father. And thank you for loving us, and thank you for being so good to us, and for giving us all these great people on here tonight, Father, that we can lift up and be able to pray for them, and Father, and just be able to be a blessing to them now. And Lord, I pray that you'll grant each and every one of us the blessings of obedience and the fruits of the Spirit. And Father, that we may all have financial blessings in our lives so that we can continue to grant and build our homesteads now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
No, I can't keep from yawning.
Okay.
And if anybody wants his English pea or sweet potato manual or my cookbook, go to Etsy.
Go to the Etsy store.
Because I really forget all the time. So
yep.
You guys, we hope you have a blessed day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Earth Day.
Tomorrow is Earth Day. Yes, it is.
And I was hoping to have a video up tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll have one on Crazy Days for Earth Day or not. We'll see. What else? Anything else before we go?
Adios.
We're tired.
Yep.
We'll talk to you guys later.
So glad all y'all dropped in tonight to spend time with us. We really appreciate that, guys. So y'all have a blessed night and evening. Thank you from Deep South Homestead.